All right, gentlemen, how we doing today?
Good. How are you?
Very good, very good. Welcome to the Jimmy O Show, everyone. We're here post Rice week. What are we? Week 7 now. Well, it's week 7 of games. We had a bye in there, but we're here with some of our job takers of the week for the Rice week. I'm Jimmy Ordino, of course, your host. I'm here with Chase Green and Michael Garuli. How we doing, gentlemen?
Great.
Great. All right. Well, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us.
You got it, man. Let's see. So, Michael, this is your first opportunity here, joining us, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So, and then Chase, this is job taking number 2 for you.
Yes, sir.
Getting to be a professional at this.
Something like that.
Guys, let's just start here. From a job taker, we had a tough week. Tough team, I think, to prepare for. When I watched Rice play on Saturday, I was really kind of impressed by the way they attacked us. I thought they had a good game plan. I thought they did some interesting stuff, and it was kind of really, they had our level of talent, they'd be a hell of a team. but they didn't have quite the players we had, but I thought that coaches did a really good job with that, and I guess you kind of saw some of that through the week in preparation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, each week every team does something a little bit different, but they had really good defensive linemen on the line for them, and it definitely was difficult to give a look as it is every week. Especially, kind of sometimes guys are out of position doing their best that they can. But yeah, definitely different than what we've seen thus far. And then this week will be different again, too, just like every week is. But yeah, we have great GAs and great coaches that try and draw up looks the best way we can so that, we can really prepare the guys going into the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And Chase and Michael, as far as your position in the that you were simulated, what position were you?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm an outside linebacker here at Tulane, but for look purposes, I do a little bit of everything. I play a little bit outside backer, and I'm also a little bit down on the D line at end, and then even sometimes just for look purposes, I go to the interior. So a little bit of everything, really.
Right. And Chase, how about you? I know you were a defensive back by trade, but what were you simulating this week in practice?
This week I was simulating a little bit same as Michael, outside backer, nickel. Just filling in positions. I think a couple times they even had me on the D line.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those boys, they were kind of beefy in the D line, man. I don't know if that part was too accurate, but they had some size up there. You're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
Size, but I bet you can outrun them. So, guys, you said, I mean, it's kind of like totally different standpoint here. I guess y'all are working more on giving the offense a look. When we look at this game, it's a completely different look from Rice from an offensive pace standpoint. So, for at least what our defense will see, Rice liked to play slow. Rice sort of wanted to go long, methodical drives, short of stick, possess the ball. Whereas North Texas is totally different, right? North Texas is trying to score in one play every time they can. But on the side that y'all are repping, helping the offense, right? So how diametrically different or how similar is the scheme that Rice has compared to the scheme and play style that UNT has in terms of their defensive side?
I'll definitely say each week – most teams are playing kind of a similar scheme, but each week it seems that there's a little bit of a different wrinkle here and there. It also depends on personnel, who they like. Do they have a really standout line? Do they feel like they can get pressure with just 3 guys? Or do they have really standout backers, and do they run their defense through those guys? This week, personnel-wise, we're really seeing like a true 3-4. For the show look, and we're really rolling down an outside backer, an overhang, we call it, either to the field or the boundary. But this is one of the weeks where we're really seeing it's a true 3-4, and I think they can get pressure with their three main linemen. You know, we truly have an outside backer this week. Not me, I'm helping on the line, but Harold Lawson's really out purely in coverage. Chase is doing the same. I bet he can talk about it a bit.
More like Harold's he's playing the boundary outside backer. I'm playing the field. You know, I think in 3-4 look, you know, just simulating attacking the pressure. You know, but really getting the other four into coverage. I think it's just like a mixture of really all different types, mostly cover four area, like just different types of cover four formations, different types of play it. You know, it really got a good scheme here, but I think we just do our job. You know, we do everything we got to do. We give them a good look, and they'll be able to execute.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. You bring that. You see so much 3-3-5 now, and I guess from a personnel standpoint, you're saying true 3-4. I mean, are they staying with 4 backers, or are they still? Yeah, well, we're 11 so much, right? We're 3 receivers so often. I mean, are they bringing a nickel, and they're just from an alignment standpoint, they're sort of in the box as a sort of out linebacker, or they're really kind of rolling with 4 backers a lot of times.
I mean, they're treating their backers as an overhang. So I guess, yeah, truly they're not in the box per se a lot. They have 3 and 2 in the box. They're gonna have their 3 line in the box, 2 backers in the box, and then they're gonna probably bring some pressure off one of the edges. But they like to keep their backers out in coverage, their outsides out in coverage, and I think their body types are built more for that. Like as opposed to us, you know, we have the bandit position. We're really trying to rush our boundary backer. Here they're really going to drop their boundary backer and their field backer, you know, and then of course they're going to bring pressure too, but they really keep them out in coverage.
Right. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's almost like their outside backers, almost sort of like big safety types versus, you know, a rush in type, right? You know? Okay. Interesting. Well, we'll see. And then of course they a lot of quarters, you know, so safeties are able to, you know, in a quarters, safeties are able to provide run support a little bit quicker than they might be able to do in a 1-3, you know, cover 2 type look as well, right? So we'll see. It'll be a challenge from a standpoint that obviously we want to run the ball down their throat, but they'll have a lot of people to be able to commit to that. So might have to complete some passes over their head. In other words, that's what I'm hearing y'all tell me. Yeah, very interesting. All right. Well, guys, tell us a little bit about yourself. Chase, I think you were on before, so you may have done it, but just for the people at home, we saw, I think Bob jump in. We saw Green Wave Man chime in. So just if y'all can tell everybody about, you know, where you're from, what class you're in, what are y'all studying, or what do you think about studying if you haven't declared a major yet? Chase, we can start with you.
I'm a true freshman from Largo, Florida. I'm studying in sports medicine. I'm actually deciding between business and sports medicine, one of those areas. You know, I'm very interested in business. I just find it a very interesting subject, but I'm also trying to stay in that sports area, you know, just providing for athletes and helping them grow and continue their careers as well.
All right. Looks like you got a future working here with us at the collective. And you know, after your NFL, you know, your football playing days are done, whatever that is, you know, college, pro, whatever. You come back to the collective and apply some of that learning for us. God knows I need the help. And how about you, Michael?
Yeah, I'm a sophomore from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, originally. I'm a cell molecular biology major on the pre-med track. I think I might be one of the only guys on the team doing that. So it's definitely a lot of work, but you know,
it wasn't there many of those back in the 90s either. But it happens. So you said you're Baton Rouge. Are you from Catholic or which school?
No, actually, U-High.
Yeah. Okay. That's are you the only U-High guy we have?
No, we got a couple guys actually. Seth Gale, Shad Green, Trevor Evans.
Rah. Yeah.
But,
Lawson's a Catholic guy, right?
Yeah, Harold's from Catholic, so there's a little bit of beef there.
My law partner's kids are at U-High right now. They're younger though. They're coming up. One's in 8th grade, I think, and one in 6th. But hear a lot of good things. I now live in St. Francisville, so I get more of this Baton Rouge noise in my ears. I have a hard time with all the purple and gold, but otherwise it's been nice. But all right, well, good guys. Well, I appreciate y'all joining us. And then Sam. We appreciate the time that you spent, but I know we kind of catch you in the middle of like running from class to tutoring to meals to massages, all these different things. So I don't want to hold you up any longer. Y'all go ahead and get going, but I appreciate you dropping in. Hope to see you again real soon.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
All right, Jimmy, while we wait for the rest of these players to hop on here, we're about halfway through the season, or we are a little bit more than halfway through the season. It's pretty interesting. Coach Summerall comes in here, and I mean, it's almost like we didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I think we're actually a little better than anybody anticipated, but considering sort of the results to date, I mean, this one was a little tight, but it was still a 2-score game. I mean, if you remember last year, we didn't lose a game in conference, but everything was one and 2 score. Everything was tight. This was the first time in the league that was kind of like that. I mean, the first 2 games were blowouts. Even losing Michael Pratt, losing a bunch of others, it's been really interesting to see. A lot of credit to Coach Summerall and the staff, man. They've done an incredible job.
Yeah, and looking at kind of the national landscape of college football right now, I mean, I don't think there's a dominant team. There's a bunch of good teams. There's not a dominant team, which, do you think Tulane can still make the playoffs? Who went out?
Yeah, I do. I mean, look, you need help. Some things set up favorably for us because, we get, Army and Navy are both ranked. Now, they both have to play Notre Dame before we see either of them. And so, I mean, in perfect world, Navy beats Notre Dame this week, and they jump up in the rankings even higher, and then we play them later and take care of business. The way the rules work is it's only it's 5 conference champions and 7 at-larges, and so I don't expect an at-large from the Americans. So I mean, you got to be the conference champion. But the same goes for Boise State. I mean, Boise State's the big roadblock to us at the moment. We're the 2 highest rated strength of schedules among the G5. But their 1 losses to Oregon. They have a huge game on Friday against UNLV, and it's almost like if you could take, if we went, your question, if we went out, can we get it? That means we would have knocked off Navy, it knocked off Memphis, who's still a good opponent, and then possibly Army in the conference championship game. So I mean, that's a pretty good resume. And then you're competing against a Boise. I mean, if Boise runs the table, I think they get in.
Yeah.
But if Boise loses, what's interesting, what happens is if let's say UNLV beats Boise this Friday, and then they have to rematch in the conference championship game, and it goes the other way, does a 2-loss Boise, 2-loss Tulane, who do they take? Their losses would have been to Oregon and UNLV. Tulane's losses would have been to Kansas State and Oklahoma at Oklahoma. I mean, it's like, what I'd be concerned with in that situation is that we give a nod to the fact that they got Genty and the Heisman and all that other kind of stuff going on. So,
all right, I'll let you get rolling. Players of the week.
All right. How we doing, gentlemen?
Doing great. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good.
I'm doing fine, man. We Makai, you're getting a little too comfortable in the Jimmy O show, man. Third time this year, only 7 games.
I love it.
Yeah, well, good. We love having you. And then guys, but I thought, man, a heck of a game we had there. Micah, incredible performance out there in the defensive backfield. I thought, I guess I'll start with you. I thought that I was really kind of impressed with E.J. Warner. I didn't think his receivers necessarily were, I see our receivers all the time, right? Our receivers are pretty talented. I didn't know that he was necessarily working with a lot from a talent standpoint out there, but they were where they were supposed to be, et cetera. But I thought, Warner showed something from a standpoint. He was getting hit, and that little guy kept getting back up and kept delivering the ball. Were y'all impressed by sort of the effort they gave you?
Yes, sir. I would say we were. What they give up at the front seven, that just makes our job easier on the back end every game, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was, and that's kind of been a trend that's, earlier in the season, pressure was a little bit less consistent, but here now in conference play, got to give a shout to the boys up front for, steady pressure. A lot of the rates are off the charts. The stats all look great, but I mean, they're living in the backfield is making a huge difference. Makai, man, just another week, another 150 or whatever it was. I don't know how many of it, you probably don't know. I think it was like it might have been 135 rush and then another 50 or so receiving.
145.
145, okay. Not bad. Another day at the office, huh?
Yeah.
So Green Wave Man says that all of you were also his players of the week, so it's a unanimous decision. We got Reggie. Reggie dropped in. Green Wave Man, did you have Reggie as well as one of your players of the week? He can't answer, but all right. So guys, introduce yourself. Who else do we have here? Y'all, you got Reggie Brown.
How you doing? I'm Reggie Brown.
Yeah. And then is Sam? Who else we got?
How we doing? Sam Howard.
Oh, that's Sam Howard. Okay, I'm looking at Sam, and I don't have the last name attached to it. Yeah, Sam, pretty big week, man. Got to feel pretty good getting a little scoop and score at the end of the game, put the game away.
Yeah, it felt pretty good.
Yeah. Now, Sam, I saw something today. No, I was thinking the guy was tied to UNT, but it's not. But it was like the guy who it had to do with the guy that coached you at Austin P before you came on. But anyway, sorry, distraction there. Sam, I guess it's been interesting, man. You joined us after spring this year, got the opportunity to come to Tulane, and it's like, all I've heard from everyone associated with the program, how great of a job you've done in terms of stepping in, providing some leadership. But then also, I mean, huge play on the field in the middle of the defense. Kind of talk a little bit about that, like what it was like kind of joining the team kind of late into the cycle here, post-spring, and be able to find a role, be able to find a place among your brothers now to where, you're able to provide leadership and sort of teach by example of all the guys around you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Austin P will forever hold a special place in my heart. I served 4 years there. I knew leaving was going to be another challenge for me, joining another school and just coming here. I mean, the guys are easy to love, man. It's just, stuff takes time, for us to come together as a team and through the workouts throughout the summer and through the coaches leadership. I mean, it was easy, man. I felt like right at home. So, I mean, it's feel like I've been here the 4 years already. So I just love it, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Micah, you joined us around the same time, man. I mean, it's like the new normal in college football. It's like, it's like you got to live in the present, man. Whoever we got when we show up in September, I mean, that's who we got. And in this case, we got a heck of a team. Reggie.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there you are. Make sure you can hear me. Okay, I see. I mean, these guys right here, you talk about, I'm thinking about your job you got to do every day. Do y'all do inside drill where it's one-on-ones, good on good, or is y'all still do that in practice?
Yeah, we do it inside versus scouts.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh man, things got soft since Monday. Back in my day, I had to bang heads with it was good on good all the time. Half the practice we do scouts later, but I was gonna say I can't imagine. I was gonna get your impression of trying to block Mr. Howard here. On some of the action, but I guess you got some of that in hand.
Me and Sam had met up like last week. I got him one play that he had double back and got me.
He came back and got you.
He came back and told me about it too.
it's funny you asked that. It just happened to
On
me.
the right ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, man. Look, it's so much fun looking back on it. You know, I'm gonna be sitting on my deathbed one day, and I ain't gonna remember anything. I ain't gonna remember my name. I'm still gonna remember some of what happened on that practice field. You know, but Reg, man, you know, it's been cool watching your development. Of course, you know, we talked a little bit about that after spring practice, how far you come, and you continue to see it in the games. And I mean, you know, when you think about that position, you know, we look at it. You know, we got AB, we got you, we got Goins back there, we got Miller. I mean, we got some depth. We got some real players in that room.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your teammates in that room and sort of you know, sort of what y'all bring to the table as a collective.
I feel like we bring, we're physical in the run game, and I feel like, we're a mismatch, in like the secondary. So, we can block like an O lineman, run routes, kind of like a receiver, but not as fast. So I feel like we bring a lot of that to the table. And I think, overall we're pretty reliable. And and all that's asked for us, everything we got to do, I think we take care of our tasks pretty well.
Mm-hmm. I think 21's out there not in agreement. He particularly liked the part you said about how physical y'all are in the run game.
So,
well, definitely.
Makai says, please keep that up, Reggie. There's no reason to slack at all, man. We just getting started. We got 5 more regular seasons. We got a conference championship. We got a playoff. We got to do all that stuff. So just keep that part of the game.
Keep going.
So I mean, look, I'm joking because I'm looking way ahead. Obviously, y'all not focusing on that. Y'all focus on UNT, North Texas this week. I talked a little bit about the scout team, about some of what they do, particularly the defensive guys. I was talking about what they're doing defensively and some of the challenges they pose. I mean, so Makai, Reggie, we talk about their quarter coverage team. Tells me that they kind of, it's not really cheating, but kind of cheat a little bit from a standpoint of numbers in a run game. They're able to get safety support to the ball a little faster, play tighter to the line of scrimmage, help with the run game. Now, of course, that makes them a little vulnerable to the pass as well. Makes you vulnerable to a guy like a tight end in a seam, I would think. But tell me a little bit in terms of the challenges. We'll start with the offensive guys, sort of what we see with UNT, what they present defensively, sort of what you see as a key to succeeding against them. And then Micah and Sam, I'll come back around to you guys to talk about the other side of the ball.
North Texas, they defense, they a solid defense. I think their defense is better than last year. They got a good team. Also, I think for the play, we got a game plan for them. A big run game for them. Also the pass game. But we locked in for North Texas. I think it goes well. It'll be a good game Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Reg, how about you? What do you see in terms of just what opportunities are presented for you? For the tight ends generally, specifically, but the offense in general against what North Texas brings to the table.
Pretty much the same thing as Makai is saying. I know they did pretty good work in the transfer portal. Coming up. I think they got like 78 new people, like 78 new players, something like that. So their defense is better than last year, like Makai said. But I feel like we got a good scheme and a good plan. To be successful on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Reg, before we flip over to defense, DB7561 wants to know, Reggie, are you the best run blocker on the team? They got some bigger boys next to you. They're gonna take a pitch. You gotta be careful with this one.
Yeah, I say watch Josh Rimitich. If you want to see a real run blocker, watch Josh Rimitich.
Yeah, he got some road grader in him for sure. All right, let's flip to the other side. Sam and Micah. I mean, from the outside looking in, while I think North Texas defensively, I'm gonna take their word for it. I mean, yeah, they're more talented. than they were last year, but just maybe as a function of how explosive they are on offense and how often they're having to defend, they do tend to give up some yards and points. They're pretty opportunistic now, taking the ball away. But the real story in North Texas, for an outside observer, would be how explosive their offense is, right? And we've heard Coach Summerall talk about it all week. Number 10 is a special player. I think it's 10, the slot receiver. That's not a guy, Micah, you're going to see head up very often, but when you look at this matchup, what they're bringing to the table, what do you see as sort of, 1, 2, 3 most important things we do defensively in order to sort of contain this explosive offense?
Yeah, so I'll give you 2. Honestly, we play a lot of man in the back end, and then we like to put pressure on the quarterback. We know this team likes to test us vertically. And they're also a team who typically likes to score the ball fast. There's not much clock management involved in that. So this week, I guess we're just honing in on that. But the good thing is that's what we've been doing as a defense for most of the season.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Sam, you can get an opportunity with some of that A-gap pressure, man. You're going to get an opportunity to get in there and light Mr. Morris up along with the other responsibilities.
Hey, like Michael said, like it's just like a week-to-week basis. Nothing's changed. Like at the end of the day, we got to get lined up. We got to communicate. We got to run. We got to hit. At the end of the day, we got to kind of slow that offense down with TFLs, to slow that offense down with like really stopping the run game. Because at the end of the day, they just want to get the ball down the field vertically. Like Micah said, we kind of get them off schedule. Find ways to get them off schedule, then I think we'll be in good shape because they have a really great offense. They're key guys, you know what I'm saying? Especially, but the offense runs through their quarterback, number 4. So we got to get him rattled. We got to get him off the spot, and get him running. So
yeah. Well, that's it, right? You gotta sort of disrupt knock them off schedule. Right, like they're like any other team, But like you said, tackles for losses, things put them in down and distance situations where we can pin back and go, and they don't have a run pass neutral situation. Harder to beat you vertically in that situation, right? And it's just feeds off itself. But big negative plays are going to be a key to this ball game, and kind of take away the easy thing, the easy access, early access throws, things like that don't require thinking. If you can kind of disrupt that a little bit, make him do, we say win left-handed. They always talked about Belichick. That's what he would always force people to do is, you want to play your game. Well, I'm going to make you beat me another way. Not saying you can't, but you're going to have to do it a different way than you want to do it. Right. And, but look, man, I'm a bit impressed. I didn't expect, when I looked at the schedule before the season, I didn't really consider Denton, Texas to be anything other than a road bump in the schedule. But like, I'm looking at this opponent, it's going to take our A game. And, I trust from the 4 of you, I'm not too worried about us bringing it, right? So guys, look, I appreciate you coming on. It's right at 5 o'clock. I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know y'all got a lot to get to. Thanks for joining me again on the Jimmy O Show. For those who've been here before, and welcome to those who haven't. Look forward to having y'all again. Folks at home watching on YouTube, watching on Instagram, going to watch later. Please be sure to check out the website, fearthewavecollective.com. Find out how you can become one of our subscribing members, getting exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. If you're interested in donating to our nonprofit collective, information for that is available there as well. But however you want to do it, there are multiple ways to do it. Please support these great Tulane student athletes in their NIL efforts. Until next time, folks, this is Jimmy O. I'm signing out. We'll wave.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.